It's about 1 o'clock here in Hickson, Tennessee, which is right outside, or a part of Chattanooga. I'm down here working again for some people I know. I want to make a quick video because I'm having to listen to my brother and his friend right now, as they know I'm about to go to bed because I have to work tomorrow. This is what they do. So cowardly. And as soon as I'm away from home, any length, as soon as I'm further than 250 yards away from home, from him, then they start right now they're blaspheming. They're blaspheming God, His Holy Spirit. That's what they're doing. Okay, I have to sit there and listen to them do that. Of course, I threaten them. I do whatever I can to make them shut up. If I wasn't 30 miles away right now, I think I'd call the police. Or maybe I'd go over there. I usually have to walk over that way toward them, and it's the only thing that makes them shut up. They don't shut up, though. They change their game, and it's not a game to me. It's very serious. They change their repetitive threats and wording to, instead of blaspheming, they change it to, we're going to call the law now. The law's on the way. We're calling the law because I walked over there or whatever. And last week they threatened me for another 3-4 days straight, nonstop, saying that they had gotten a warrant out for my arrest because I had walked over that way. I didn't do anything. But if I had done anything, I might have tried to stop the gang stalking, and it would have been in self-defense, but I didn't do anything. I just went over there and then left. And so that's what they do, is every time I go over there, they start threatening or telling me that the law is on their way and this, that, and the other. We're getting a warrant out on you. And they have done that before. They did that when this first started. That's how they got their first year gang stalking me nonstop, as they started gang stalking me. And as soon as I went over there to confront them by knocking on the door, they never would answer. I could hear them inside talking just as plain as day. I could hear the girl telling my brother, go out there, and she would say, go out there and talk to your brother. She's a part of it, but that's what she would say. He never would come. But why didn't he come? I'll tell you why. Because he knew why I was there. Okay, he never came to the door. He never spoke to me. He knew why I was there. That's why he didn't come to the door. Okay, it wasn't long after that, after I had done that maybe 4 times, which took about 2 weeks. I went over there to confront him maybe 4 times in a 2-week period after being constantly gang stalked and not knowing what was going on. He goes and gets a warrant out for my arrest. And him and his girlfriend, and then they got one of my first cousins involved. And she accused me of, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous what she accused me of, and I don't know really what the judge believed, but he let them have their order of protection. He told all of us, because I didn't ask any questions, and I didn't ask any questions because I was sitting there thinking that he was hearing the same thing I was hearing. But what I knew was it was all lies and crap and just false accusations. It was ridiculous. It really was. But they got their order of protection. I had to stay away from them for a year. What I didn't know was at the time I lived right next door to him. It was temporary, but I was staying there then. I went home after I was served these papers. I went home and was arrested, and I spent maybe 12 hours in jail that time, and I was bailed out. long after that, I was going from my place to see my mom, and she just lives about maybe 300 yards from where I lived. And I was walking down the road there too. That's where I live and where I grew up. And my brother was over there with this guy that I grew up with. His name's Roy. And now he's gang stalking me too. And he lives right across the street from my mom. And I live behind my mom, a few hundred yards behind my mom. Now he's gang stalking me too with my brother. And it's them. There's no doubt about it. I mean, there's no doubt. I've got pictures to prove it. But anyway, um, I was heading that way, and I saw my brother, and I turned around and went back to where I came from, and Roy yelled at me, called me back. I went back over there. He asked me a couple of questions, talked to me for a second, and then I turned around and left and went back where I came from. Um, then the law came. Then the law came and arrested me, and I didn't know why. I hadn't done anything. Roy had called the law on me. I wasn't anywhere around my brother. Hadn't talked to him. He was, on his driveway, but he was about a good 30 yards away from me. 30 yards. And I never spoke to him or Kay, his girl boyfriend, whatever she is. And I went to jail. I went to jail for 2 months and I hadn't done one thing wrong. And I got out on my own recognizance. Um, but that was terrible for me because I'd never been in jail, and I didn't do anything to deserve. I didn't do anything to go to jail. This is all done by them. These gang stalkers had done this to me, and they still continue to try to do this to me. And now I have to sit here and listen to them blaspheme on top of that. I'm ready to. I feel like I'd love to go in, just bust in there and do something, and just take their equipment and walk out and do whatever I have to do that, and then walk out of there with that shit draped over my arms and my shoulders and walk out a hero. But I can't do that. Okay, I can't do that because then I'd go to jail. Maybe, perhaps, I don't know. Yeah, probably, because I don't know what I'd do to them inside. I wouldn't do anything, okay? I'm not going to do anything like that. But that's the way I feel sometimes. But the system is geared toward the criminal nowadays, Like I just told you, I didn't do anything and I went to jail for 2 months over all this. And it's 3 years later plus, and it's still going on. Still going on. And they still threaten me with calling the law and going to jail. Why? Because I want to go over there and defend my life or defend my well being. And uh, I have to go through this every single day. Every single day. And I get sick and tired of it. I just get so sick and tired of it. There's a lot I want to tell you all, whoever's watching. I appreciate it, but it's a way for me to get this documented and off my chest at the same time. And but I'll make a couple of other videos pretty soon, I hope, and maybe I can help another TI. But my name's Anthony Holder. I live in Birchwood, Tennessee. I've been gang stalked for 3+ years now, and I'm 52 years old. And I'm just a simple man. I work for myself, and I'm just surviving. And I'm being gang stalked by 3 meth heads that live across, 250 yards down the road from me. Some of them I grew up with. Some of them I'm related to. And it's them. There's no doubt about it. I have pictures. I have all kinds of evidence to prove it's them. But the local police, they don't, you can't talk. They don't care. It's just, we haven't heard of it. We have never heard of that. I don't know if I believe that or not. I don't think the police are involved at all. I think I don't know what to think about it. Pisses me off, I can tell you that much. Anyway, thank you for watching. and I'll see you next time.